We're here, baby.
We're here.
The one thing I wait for a year.
Yeah.
I get 12 of these a year.
Yeah, just a kickoff. You can miss the kickoff, dude.
Do you think they're going to pause it?
There's no chance my dad pauses Notre Dame for me to do a fucking podcast.
Really? Why not?
All right, we are live from my parents' basement. We are actually live from my parents' basement.
Yeah, tensions are mounting, dude.
Tensions are mounting because we
yeah.
just recorded for 15 minutes with Chris O'Connor, our guest, dumbass microphone on.
Look, I'm the only one who can't see the levels. I was told the levels were.
You're putting it on him? You're the only one that didn't know how to switch on.
I thought
the
I did
microphone.
switch it on. I saw the switch, and I thought I switched it on.
You thought you switched it on.
I was fairly certain I switched
Classic
it
The best was
sabotage.
when you were like,
But-
"Is the mic even on?" You could hear the switch, you could hear him turn it on, and then be like, "Weren't the levels showing up?" It's like, dude, it was
Yeah.
off. The mic was off.
on. Yeah. But before you said that my levels are coming up,
Yeah, that was weird. It must have been. I don't know what happened.
so I didn't know if that was.
Because I was
like-
watching everyone. Everyone was coming up and everything. So who knows? Who knows? Right now, though, we're on an absolute.
I'm not
time
saying
limit.
that
We had a great joke. We had a great start about my mom dumping the ceiling off.
Oh,
We
Yeah.
gotta
fuck.
drop the whole dump thing.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're in the basement where my mom took a shit upstairs and clogged the toilet so hard that the ceiling in the basement collapsed,
Which is crazy.
which is one of the more powerful dumps of
She
all
brought
time.
the roof down, dude.
She brought that. That's like when Shaq brought the rim down.
But see, it
She
had
shattered
to
the glass.
be.
She shattered it, bro.
It had to be a toilet paper incident.
Hopefully.
Because ladies had double up on the TP,
No, dude.
right? They got the front
Nah,
and the
dude,
back.
Every girl I've ever been with says I use way too much toilet paper. Girls learn how to take good
Girls
shits.
take clean dumps, dude.
Yeah, man.
Although, I got to be honest with you, Joan dropping the heat up there, bringing the ceiling down, I doubt that was a clean. I bet that sounds like a full release.
You think she has
Yeah.
some sweet treats?
I think she might have been sneaking sweet treats, and it resulted in a catastrophic dump.
Dude, I told you. I said
Hindenburg of dumps.
I've talked about this before. My cousin one time made me go check out his mom's dump. His mom shit real hard and never flushed it. It was like a long, thick tan dump.
yeah.
We used to play a game where it was called Sniff the John, where I'd take a dump and you'd have to go face as close you could get to the turd and just smell as much as you could. Whoever could smell the most won. So he goes.
What do you win?
I never talked about Sniff
Respect
the
and pride.
John. Yeah, Sniff the John was if you could. It was Sniff the John, and then there was we would make each other eggs, and you'd put in as many different weird spices as possible, and whoever could eat it would that was a win. So he went up the one time. It was
Should have combined those games.
to eat
That would
the
have been
turd.
a tough win. No. I mean, after you eat the egg,
Sniff the turd.
someone's going to smell that turd,
Well,
and that's going to be
we were
rough.
we were playing. He was just like, "Yo, check this out." And I went up. I'm like, "Dude, that's fucking huge." And I was obviously bent down, sniffed it. Dude. He was like, "That's my mom."
Oh my
He's
god!
like,
You sniffed your aunt's turd. How did no one get their head dunked while you bent down?
It was, it was a gentleman's game.
Dude, how? I could never, dude. I could never watch someone that close
And
to a
not
turd and not dunk, dude. Dunk in the head. Because you would feel the turd hit your face, which would be so funny.
That would suck.
I'll come
That would
face to
suck.
face with a
Face to
turd.
face with a turd, dude.
Oh,
Underwater, just poking you.
I would love the camera angle of just the bubbles it's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, dude.
Oh,
he
you'd be
tricked me.
gasping for air. A turd might sneak in there.
Oh, that was
Like an
utter
eel.
Yeah.
You know the feeling of breathing underwater in a pool? Imagine knowing the feeling of breathing in a turd underwater. Doesn't
Just
leave the
making
memory.
contact with it, and having it just bob.
Nice plug.
Yeah. It would suck so much.
Oh,
I take pictures of big shits though.
you take pictures of big shits?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to send my friends.
I always
Used to. It's been a long time since I've done that.
yeah,
It's been a long time. I think I'm more mature.
Yeah.
true.
I have matured.
That would have been a picture, dude. Do you think
Dropping
she
the
sent
ceiling
pictures
out.
to her
Do you
friend?
think it dropped immediately when she dumped? It was just.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
The drop ceiling when it falls.
Ew, dude.
That's a big dump.
Joan dropping heat. Can't believe my mom, dude.
What was the fallout? What was Phil saying?
My mom.
Was
The
Phil
fallout was
jealous?
obviously my mom was incredibly don't tell anyone about this. And as soon as I got home, my dad was like, "Yeah, Joan took a crap, dumped out the ceiling."
Does insurance cover that?
Do we have dump insurance?
Homeowner.
We are farmers. And then the guy shows, those commercials.
That was
Yeah,
chaos,
yeah.
dude.
That was chaos. We've come the sweet treats you snuck at midnight. He blasts out of my mom's
Just
ass.
going into the
Whoops.
toilet and jackknife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of tiles.
That dropped 15. No, they're okay. No, they're
Got
like
11, I think.
4 by or yeah. What are they?
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, they're like
13.
12 by 12s, 18 by 18s.
Yeah.
She eliminated 120 square feet.
Yeah.
of drop ceiling
120
tiles
square feet
from
dump.
one dump.
That's my mom, y'all. Damn.
Do you know how you do like fire damage too when you inspect? Like I'm inspecting the joists right now, and usually if there's been a fire, there's like these char marks. There might be dump damage on those. If they go to sell a property inspector, so stick his head up here. It's like someone looks like who took a dump
Did
here?
someone dump out the ceiling? Yeah, a guy with a flashlight on his helmet, just like it's like someone dumped out the ceiling up here. Real matter of fact about it. Looks like you guys had someone dump out the fucking ceiling. It looks like it was back in 19.
Oh my god, dude! Dumping out the ceiling is fucking.
Dumping out the ceiling is insane.
That's
Yeah,
the best.
it's
dude.
insane.
That is the
I
best.
had a buddy that was working in like construction, and they had like completed like a building, and tenants like moved in and everything. It was like office space, and then they had this huge clog, and like none of the toilets were like flushing; they were all like overflowing and everything. So they had to go down there and figure out what it was, and basically like. This guy had this like snake with like a hammer on the end of it, and he was like put it down one of the toilets. He put it all the way down to the like it was like meeting the street, right? and he's like, and there was a guy in the basement right next to the joint, like on the radio. They were like inspecting it, and the guy with the hammer in the toilet was like, "All right." He's like, he said he was with the guy who's had the hammer, and they had the radio.
What kind of hammer was this?
It's basically the hammer on the end of like a metal sort of like pipe cleaner,
Like a
thing.
snake?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, how
And
would
so
he?
they just like
so he's
jam
hitting it
So
down.
they would jam it, right?
Oh,
And the guy's like, "All right, I'm gonna go ahead and jam it." And the guy in the basement's like, "All right." And then he hits it, and then they just hear like, "Boom!" The thing burst. There was like shit. Apparently, like all the women in the office were just putting their tampons down the toilet. Yeah, and it just had clogs by the street. And then when they blew this thing open, it was just tampons fucking everywhere. They went down. The guy was like knee deep in shit and tampons.
Oh my god.
What would you rather be knee deep in, shit or tampons?
Tampons, probably.
Tampons,
I
I
don't
guess.
know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Knee deep in
dude, knee
tampons?
deep, but at least the tampons aren't gonna like really smell compared
Yeah,
to.
right.
It's gonna be a gross smell.
Pussy blood doesn't smell.
Not as bad as shit.
You ever
Not
get
as bad
a
as
lot of
shit.
it, dude?
Yeah, put my face in it, baby. Come on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Shit is shit, dude.
That's true. Pussy blood. But
Pussy blood is disgusting.
The
The
smell's
sight of it
brutal.
would be horrendous.
I would say smells go bad on shit. The sight of fucking like
Sight-
like the Huns just came in and like fucking decimated a village.
It would be bad. That would be very hard to look at.
And just the other stuff.
Yeah,
fucking
but the
clumps.
dumps.
You ever fuck with a clump?
Yeah, you get clumps
Oh.
of pussy. Pussy. Yeah, it's not like it's blood. It's never just blood.
Oh, it's like
Can
It's
you
always
get
like
STDs
black
from
and
poop?
gross.
STDs from poop.
Yeah, you got to be able to, right?
I don't know. I don't know. Interesting.
Like if your butt's not bleeding,
Oh, you can
right?
get like
if the
you get-
person's butt isn't bleeding, if it's just the poop, can you get an
I think
STD
you
from
just
that?
get. I
Like,
think
if
you just get wild.
you can get
diseases.
sick. Porn stars get sick from doing the ass to mouth stuff.
Really?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people getting sick from that.
Yeah. What is it? What do they get? They get like fucking
E. coli.
They get like cholera.
Yeah, yeah,
there's-
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
you do.
Wild shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You get fucked up. That's a
You got it.
bad practice to spread. Ass
Yeah.
to mouth is not necessary.
That's
yeah,
how
yeah,
most
If you
of
love
the-
someone, you would not be like, now suck my dick after I
No.
took it out of your ass.
Yeah.
I do that. Why would
Really?
you not do that,
Ass to mouth?
dude? I
Disgusting.
send a message.
Ew.
Send
Well,
a
what if
message.
they like they do it? You know, they do it right, where they like don't eat for 48 hours or 24 hours beforehand. And they like
So you're gonna
clean it
starve.
out.
Now you're gonna starve your partner so that your ass dick doesn't make them sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, hey, you know, you do.
Disgusting.
You go to
It's
extremes.
not disgusting, Matt.
Disgusting.
Sorry.
Sorry, I've been reading too much Chris Edges, dude. I'm totally against
Fuck
porn.
books.
I hate porn, dude.
Porn
really?
rules.
Dude, it's
Love
I think
porn.
no, I think it's bad. I'm like
So
really
bad.
starting
No
to think
shit,
it's
it's
so
bad.
bad.
No shit, it's bad.
so bad.
Everything's bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
rules.
no.
Yeah.
Not doing ATM is good.
No, that's bad. 'Cause it feels good.
No, it doesn't.
It feels good.
Taking your dick out of
Dick in
someone's
someone's
ass
butt
and
and
putting it in
mouth
their
feels
mouth.
good.
Yeah,
ATM
it's true.
self
It's
suck
true.
is where it's at.
What's that?
If you're in someone's ass
And
and,
then you
self
pull out and
suck,
suck your own dick. All right.
That's crazy.
That's called a fun dip.
that's fair.
That's crazy.
Porn rules. I love sex workers.
Sex, that's a sad
I
story.
support my sex workers.
I support them.
I support them.
I'm gonna start saving them.
I almost saved one in L.A. I had a porn star come up after a set and be like, "That
Really?
was so good," and I was like DMing her.
Really?
She DM'd me, and then I was DMing her.
What are
Is
you
it
guys
like a
talking about?
known? Had you jerked off to
She's
her
not
before?
known. I looked
Okay.
her up. You could tell she was a porn star though. She had the look. I'll show you her.
Yeah.
Really? Dead eyed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eyes like a doll. Dude.
Most
shark,
because
shark face.
most after, well, apparently they get kind of stunk. They get like snuck into what's called gonzo porn. So it's
Yeah.
like they
We
start,
talked about this.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
how you
yeah,
get
yeah.
stuck into doing like that shit on like the bang bus. Shit's real.
Yeah,
That's just
I like
crazy.
it.
There's
You
just
like it.
fucking
dude.
Manuel,
I will
dude.
tell you what. When you run into a porn star, it's nice to see.
What do you mean?
They're sexy.
Oh yeah.
Even though
that-
they're gross sluts.
They're like hookers. You can spot it. I mean, they
Yeah.
are basically hookers.
Yes, they literally are. Yes.
Really, it's like you do porn in desperation, and then like that dries up, and they're like, all right, well, now that you have like a slight following of just fucking weirdos, we're going to put you up in a hotel for like a weekend at a time, and these guys are going to come through and plow you and be like, oh, I watched you from Nail and Pound. You just get pimped.
But the thing that
It's
sucks
sex trafficking.
is
but they do. They like
Here
go.
she is. This is the week I met her. That's what she was up to.
They go and like
Yeah,
strip
dude.
and stuff. That's how they make their money.
Dude, that's disgusting.
It's pretty cool.
I hate it, dude. I'm off the porn.
Whoa.
I mean, obviously, it's
I
It's
can't fuck
sin.
with
It's
fuck with porn with bald porn stars.
No, that guy's good.
Bald male porn star, dude. I'm not with it.
I just don't like. The thing is, when you're looking for porn,
You like your porn star with a nice head of hair.
Nice head of hair, I do. Bald,
like
no, I'm
George
talking about
Clooney?
straight cut off. Dude can have like a horseshoe going on, but if dude's like
Horseshoes, nice.
straight Lex Luthor, I'm like, if there's something about it aesthetically, I'm like,
yeah, or dudes with like tats on like their dick, like V,
Yeah,
the
dude.
V type tat, like
Yeah,
tatted up
yeah.
or dudes are too shaved.
yeah, I
Guys
don't
like
it. I
totally
need a good-
hairless with fucking. It's just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they do like injections into their dick.
Really?
Yeah, dude, porn stars, you can't stay hard that long.
Wait,
They're not me.
why wouldn't they just take like a Blue Chew or something?
It starts to wear off, dude. If you're doing
Really?
that all day, every day, so they start doing these things where they just inject your dong with something that hardens it up, and you just like shoot all
Oh
day.
my god.
Their dick get all like track marked up, dude. It's
Yeah, it's probably like feeling. You don't have feeling in it after a while. If you're injecting it with shit to make it hard, chafe it up.
yeah, you
Get a little
do.
rowdy.
You're ruining like the chicks like
Maybe.
fucking buttholes ripped constantly.
Maybe it's not as dark as we think, though. Also,
Definitely.
maybe there's some fun shoots.
There's got to
They
be
have some fun
yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, everyone's high and drunk and fucked up.
Yeah, hell yeah, that rules.
That does.
They're fun. They do
So
some like
great.
amateurish stuff. Then it's fun, you
Yeah.
know. If it's just them fucking around in like their house.
True.
You know?
If I hear that dum, 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 dum,
Counterpoint. Point.
True. No, that's true.
This
If
is-
I,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm fucking
You're
moderating
talking-
a nice
I'm-
debate.
I've
you're
right
noticed-
talking rock and Shay, yeah, dude. I'm all
Yeah.
about that.
I've noticed a lot of people starting to do just like DIY porn. It's
DIY
like,
porn's nice.
Yeah,
There's
like
a hot
the-
lady
the
that keeps her
porn
face
stars
out
are-
of it. She keeps her
Yeah,
face out
yeah.
of the porn.
I
I
hate
need to
that,
see her
dude. I
fucking
hate
face.
that.
There's
I
a
need
couple-
her face.
I don't
need
to.
the face.
I need to see the face too.
Yeah, show me your face.
But you can look her up. Which one are you looking at?
I forget. It's always the caption's always like athletic babe.
Yeah, is it like
Couple.
Leo
There's an
and
athletic- there's an
Lulu or
athletic
whatever?
babe?
Yeah, yeah,
Leo
yeah.
and Lulu. Yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
like a
They're
couple.
great. She's great.
So hot.
Great skill
Yeah, I
set.
fucks with that. That is something I'm like, that's
Keeps
kind of
her
nice.
face
When
out
they're-
of it.
When they're talking about like mass porn production, that's when they're like, this.
Oh yeah,
it's
it's disgusting,
fucked
dude.
up.
The chick I met in L.A. was like hard to look at.
Yeah, man.
It's gross.
Yeah.
I'll show you,
Her
I'll show you what she looks like.
snatched
It's like-
out of her body.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the makeup is like layered on,
Layered
like
makeup.
thick, and you're
Yeah,
like, oh,
covered in
no.
tats.
Yeah.
Tit job. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about something better, like Gettysburg.
Yeah, dude, you guys are just there.
Wow.
The
We go from
Berg.
fucking porn and tits to the Civil War, dude.
Fuck.
That's what it's about. My mom dumping, porn, Civil War.
It's all related, dude.
We're hitting the topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Christopher, I took Christopher down to Gettysburg. It was his first time. I said, why don't you head down here? I'll show you something.
Did you give him the tour?
I gave him a pretty decent tour.
It
I
was
I
nice.
you know,
Yeah.
To be able to drive there without looking and then be like, this is the southern end of Pickett's
Yeah.
Charge.
So you
and
know the
then
land.
across the field, I'd be like, that's where they went.
Yeah.
They went through this clearing of trees to try to get over there.
Fuck.
And then we went up to Little Round Top,
Mm-hmm.
which you may know from the famous movie Gettysburg.
Of course,
Jeff Daniels and the 20th Maine.
for sure.
Jeff Daniels
That's where they charged.
played. Yeah,
I
we were
know.
up there. It
Yeah.
was
Dude,
fucking
yeah,
sick.
it was yeah.
It's
it was
so
really
nice.
wild.
They all die?
No, they won.
Did they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
they-
thinking glory.
I'm just nodding my head, dude.
Uh,
Glory. They all died in Glory. Yeah.
Glory, yeah.
Yeah.
They tried
Oh,
to
that's
charge.
what I was thinking of before.
The
Yeah.
black guys?
Yeah.
I
Glory's
was
the one
actually
with the
thinking
cannonball
Fury.
hits that guy in the face.
Oh,
That's
there you
what
go.
it-
I was
yeah.
like, I don't remember that in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Took a
weird.
cannonball to the face.
Yeah, he's like, let's go, and he turns around, a cannonball just hits him, takes his head off.
Mm.
God, that fucking sucks.
Remember,
That'd
that
be
was
a
like,
good way to go compared to most deaths in that.
True, laying in the
Cannonball
field
off your
for 3
head
days.
is nice.
yeah,
True.
yeah. We were looking at some of the the charges they have. Those bullets, where there's just like a case full of beads.
Yeah,
They just fire a thing and sprays everywhere.
Oh, like the shrapnel spray kind of thing?
Yeah, except it's just, it's like golf ball sized balls of like metal, golf balls, just perfectly smooth. The canister shot is what it's called. And when they get within like 300 yards, it's just.
What was the objective of the Civil War? Was the South trying to get up to like the Capitol? Like, why were they?
The South was north of the Capitol. We're in Gettysburg, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if you're so it's a Civil War. They have a bunch of cannons and shit like pointing at you. It's like, all right, let's fucking walk around this shit and like try to come from the other side.
That's
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what was
they
the,
almost
what was
did
the,
that.
What was the objective?
All right, to destroy each other's army.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the only way that gets done is
So they
if
weren't
you
trying to
fight
get
each
to
other.
a specific
No,
place.
no,
They're
no.
just trying to break the spirit.
Well, there were a couple times
Were
where
they?
they were like, we're going to try. So they were going to try to get the army out of D.C.,
Yeah.
try to lure the army of the Potomac out of D.C. so they could take it. But they were never going to be able to take D.C. They were like, at that the South was winning every battle up until Gettysburg. And
Yeah.
it was kind of like a war of attrition where the North was getting tired of it. The people in the North were like, we got to stop this. We just keep getting our fucking dicks knocked in.
So they were losing.
The North was losing bad.
What?
Bad until Gettysburg.
That was the turning point.
That was the turning point. And then we were standing at the
How
turning
the
point.
fuck were we losing?
The turning point of the turning point, which was pretty sick. At the end of at Little Round Top.
How the fuck were we losing?
We were losing because the North had a lot of inept generals that were like they.
Yeah, wasn't one of them like a
morons.
drunk.
No, that was
pussy?
Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah,
he was a drunk and he was the best. He was our best guy because he was like, "Fuck it, we'll just throw people. We have more people than them,
Yeah.
so every battle we can just we can go person for person, and we'll end this thing in a war of attrition."
Who was the dude who was like, we just got to keep training? We're going
That
to
was
train more.
McClellan.
Oh, okay,
McClellan, they all loved him. All the soldiers loved him,
Right.
somehow. But
Yeah.
he never fought. He was always afraid to fight.
He was a big trainer.
He just had his boys training nonstop, and he always overestimated whatever the South had, like no matter what.
Sure.
And Lee, generally, they had Lee the whole time.
He was good.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
He was Bill Belichick. He was the coach, dude. He was the genius. He was fucking everybody up. But at Gettysburg, so like you said, like why don't they walk around? Every battle was defensive for
Yeah.
the most point for the South. Usually the South would get somewhere, set up shop, and the North would come to them.
Okay.
And so they would just be dominating.
So they would just come up and be like, "We're in your state."
Yeah,
They'd
they'd be like,
"Get
what
the
are you
fuck
going to do
out."
about it? And we're like, you better get out of our state. We're like, what are you going to do about it, dude?
Where they have banners like "We love slaves."
Yeah, they do, dude. No, they went the route of like, they would never mention slavery.
Yeah.
Ever. They never were like, hell yeah, slavery.
So this is we're like this.
They
is
were
about
like,
this.
this is about states' rights
yeah.
and death to tyrants.
Yeah, because they were being.
Because they were like, the federal government was telling the state what to do.
Yeah.
Which back then wasn't happening.
So that was a. So the federal government won that one.
The federal government was like, yo, you guys better fucking listen.
Damn.
And they did. And now they listen.
Yeah, they won that one.
Yeah, the federal government won. We were the Federals.
So
They were
it's-
the Confederates. They were anti-federal.
Wow.
The Confederates.
So they're basically like, you can't tell us. The federal government has no say in the states' rights.
Yeah.
The federal
And
government was like,
the federal government was like,
"Yeah."
well, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we're gonna. So they're like, we'll kill more. We'll kill you guys.
Yeah.
Until if you guys don't do
They
this.
didn't. The North was hesitant. I think the South was the one who seceded.
It was
They
like,
did. They
fuck
wanted
this
the.
shit.
They were like, and then the Union was like, you can't leave. We can't split this country in half.
Yeah.
You guys are staying. And they're like, we're leaving. And we're like, you're fucking staying. Come here.
So it wasn't
We're a
as much.
family.
We're a fucking family. Now get over here.
So in terms of the slavery thing, was it as much as slavery or no?
Yeah, it was about slavery. So the South tries to act like it wasn't. And
Yeah.
they're like, it's about states' rights. It's about states' rights to own
have
slaves.
Yeah. They're like, we got to stop this.
And people from the South always be like, the North was just trying to like cripple the South's economy by taking away slavery. It's like, why would they? They were in the same country. They're not
Yeah.
trying to do that.
Yeah.
So stop
That's
that.
contradictory to a lot of the stuff too. And they're like, slaves weren't even that big of a deal anyway. People didn't even really have them. They didn't really.
It'd be like people didn't have them.
yeah,
People didn't have them. You had them.
didn't have them.
You probably.
No, you know what's thinking probably
you know
had
who
'em?
did have them?
Yo, Elon Musk.
O'Connie's, is what I was going to say.
Oh.
But
Yeah, Elon Musk was in South Africa.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. I'm like,
whoa,
Elon
whoa.
Musk
Yeah.
probably had
Elon
him.
Musk was a South African.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
Oh, he had them.
He's like a billionaire South African.
Oh,
yeah.
that's some blood diamonds down there.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
a bower.
Yeah.
He was a bower.
Not a huge fan of the.
Yeah, I'm
But,
like trying to think how
accent,
how his family amassed their fortune.
I don't know. I don't know if he was that
Dude,
rich.
that's why he's working so hard to build robots. He's like, well, we can't have slaves anymore. I better get some fucking robots. Or my family's gonna have to work.
All the AI. all the AIs just shaped like black dudes.
Yeah.
He's like, what? This is the
He's like,
prototype.
I just programmed its voice. It's like, yes, master. He's like, that's something we're working on. That's how robots talk.
I was
Sorry.
I was watching on the way up here. I'm like, this dude, because he is from like a super wealthy family, right?
I don't know.
He has to be.
I don't think you become like a self-made rocket billionaire.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't just be like, oh, I guess I'll build a fucking rocket.
Yeah.
I know he was like bullied real bad. Like,
Really?
People were beating the shit out of him a lot.
I like
When
that.
he was younger.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to
he was
build
like,
a
I'm going
chappy.
to America. Yeah, and he started like PayPal.
So he was in South Africa when he was young?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Was he in Jayburg? Johannesburg?
Oh, I thought you were saying
Probably.
something
No,
else.
no,
Yeah.
Johannesburg.
Damn, dude, chill.
I
Chill,
thought about
chill, chill.
Johannesburg.
He might have been. He built a chappy. He's trying to build a chappy. He's like, come on, brew. They're making fun of me, brew. We have to go to Mars, brew. Wait, I was on a roll,
Go ahead,
dude.
go
I
ahead,
was
go ahead.
fired up about
Let's
Civil
talk.
War,
Let's talk.
dude.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
All right, so your point was, why don't they just fucking go around them?
Yeah, yeah.
So that was what happened. So the South was usually fighting a defensive war.
Okay.
Then they got to Gettysburg. That was the only time they invaded the North. That was the only time they ever even got into the North.
So it was a
That
one
was
and
it.
done. They were feeling
They
the
were up.
roads.
They were feeling good. They were undefeated,
Damn.
dude. They were fucking us up pretty much everywhere.
Fuck.
And then
God, they must have been so annoying. Like,
exactly, they did the rebel yell.
Yeah.
So gay. Like, dude, shut up. But yeah, then Lee. So his right hand man, Stonewall Jackson, got killed.
Oh, fuck.
Friendly fire. He
Dude,
went down.
imagine killing the general at battle, being the guy who fucking nails him, and being like, that's a big win.
Yeah, be like, I got a guy. I shot him off a horse.
Yeah, it's like kind of smoky. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
like, yes, nailed him.
Fucking
Yeah.
nailed that
Did you
guy.
ever play
see that?
paintball? You hit
No.
someone, it's so satisfying. If you shot
Oh,
the
yeah.
general, they're like, well, their general's dead now. I'll be like, fucking yes.
Yeah, except it was you on your own team. You shot your own general.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who shot
friendly
him?
fire.
His own guy. His own guy shot him.
Friendly fire?
Yeah, he was. Well, it was kind of a
Double
dumbass-
agency?
No, it was kind of a dumb fucking move. I think he was doing
Fuck.
like a
They
night.
kill that guy?
I don't think. I think everyone was like, "You're gonna have to live with that one, dude. You just killed like the most famous Southern
You
general."
lost the war.
He was on like a night ride, like behind enemy line. Like he was kind of fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And
Who, Stonewall?
Stonewall Jackson was kind of a fucking blockhead.
So him and some
Rocks
other
for
dude. If
brains.
he cheddar bobbed himself, that'd be hilarious. So what, his boy, it was him and his boy doing a night ride.
Yeah, him and his boy were out kissing out in the woods, and a Confederate rolled up on him and was like, "Hey, God damn it, knock it off!" Shot him.
Stop.
That's what happened.
Stonewall Jackson
He
was.
was rock hard, dude. He was Stonewall. That's why I call him that. He was rock hard out there.
So he
Deep
got
dick.
shot accidentally.
He got shot accidentally. Yeah, it was friendly fire that killed him.
How though?
It was nighttime. He was riding up on a fucking guard post.
Yeah, he's probably coming
Oh
back.
shit!
Riding a horse, yeah.
And someone was just doing
It was
their
like-
job.
Yeah, someone was just
Yeah.
being a guard from the South. Some fucking moron from like Virginia was just standing there.
Who goes there?
Yeah, halt! God damn it! I said halt. I'll fire. Shit! I killed our general. God damn! I'm bad. I'm not cut out for soldiering.
Yeah, because the outfits were the same, right? Except for the color.
The outfits?
Yeah, the outfits
yeah.
looked exact like
I mean,
on all
at
the
night-
statues. It's like I can't
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
it's
it's all
true.
bronze. You're like, I
Yeah,
can't-
I'm
it
always
looks
walking
so-
around
yeah.
looking to see what statue I'm taking down. I'm like, is that a fucking
Is
gray
that
outfit? Is that
Confederate or blue?
Yeah,
'Cause if
yeah.
it's blue, they freed slaves.
True.
They abolished slavery by risking their own lives.
Yeah.
So that's kind of honorable.
Yeah,
But you know.
some good boys out there.
So anyway,
So that's why they
so they were a little confident. This was their first invasion into the North, and the North set up a defensive position
Yeah.
along this ridge. They were in like the shape of a J.
Nice.
All right, so no, they're shaped like a fish hook, like a J on this like ridge, and the South was coming in trying to attack. And Longstreet, his new right hand man, was like, "Dude, we're killing them. All we have to do is be defensive. Let's retreat and set up on like a mountain and tell
Yeah.
them to come fucking get us." And Lee was feeling himself and was like, "We can do it.
This will be the
We're
true
gonna fuck
turning
them
point.
up." And yeah,
How
they
many,
tried.
dude? How many fell?
Man, you're talking probably 20,000 people
Damn.
in 3 days.
Damn.
You're missing my favorite part of the story, which is when Warren goes up.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Warren goes to check out Little Round Top and Big Round Top.
All right,
he's
so,
like,
yeah.
he's like, yeah, I'm gonna see what our forces are looking like up there.
Yeah. So to set this up, the J
Yeah.
at the bottom of the J. So if the J was upright, it'd be so the fish hook at the top of the fish hook, not the point.
Gotcha.
That's the left flank,
Okay.
and it's it's unguarded. It's the top of a mountain, or like a very small hill.
Sure.
And the general sends this guy up, General Warren, to go check it out. And he gets up to the top, and like the whole Southern Army's on the other side. And he's like, "Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Oh shit!" And he had to like signal down with like a flag, like, "Get the fuck up here! They're down here."
Yeah, they're about to fuck
It's
us
great.
up.
It's great
Yeah.
imagining a dude walking up the hill like, and let's see what. Holy fuck!
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
here to kill us.
Oh yeah,
Fuck,
they were
fuck.
like coming up, and then the South got fucked too because they were looking at Big and Little Round Top and be like, yes, there's nobody
Oh yeah,
up
there's
there.
no one here. It overlooks the whole battlefield. If we
Yeah.
take this hill, it's over.
Yeah.
The North rushed like 10,000 dudes up the other side of the mountain and just were standing up there waiting for them. So the Alabamians came up. Yeet! Roll damn tide! Come on, woo! We got slaves still, woo!
Dude, and then the
Got lit up,
Rochester
dude.
Racers came
Imagine
in.
if they won.
Oh
So,
yeah,
honey,
it
we
was
can
that
keep our
close.
slaves. We
So
won.
the casualties I said was 20,000. That was just the Union.
I'm going
It was
like
24 was for the Union.
36.
28
28 for the.
28 for the Confederates. So now this is
Damn.
casualties.
But we have more people, so
Casualties, not deaths.
Deaths.
Not deaths.
yeah, that's like a dude down.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
sure a lot of those turn into deaths.
Yeah. Wounded. If you were wounded in the Civil War, you fucking died.
They just got to cut it off. Yeah, and they're like, oh, you got
Or
hit
you
in the leg.
or you got diarrhea, which is I think more people died of that.
Yeah, imagine
And
being
bullets.
a dude who
Yeah,
shot
yeah.
the general. You have you're just on a farm, just staring at fucking corn your whole life, and you're like, you go to a war and shoot the general, and then you lose. It's like the most like pointless, senseless fucking existence you can think of.
Yeah, man. What
Maybe
a loser.
he used to
Yeah.
hit his wife, and he's like, I guess I'll go
Yeah,
to
it
the
would
war. And just
suck.
like shot the general and went home like, oh, my slaves are
Like,
gone.
how
He's
was
like,
how was the war? I don't want to talk about it. It's like, damn, you must have
was
seen
just-
some shit. It's like, not really. I was a guard.
It's fucked up.
5 years
Fucked
of your
up.
life.
Yeah, as a
it's just
guard.
this. It was all kind of a blur.
Kind of blur, except one night where I killed Stonewall Jackson, shot him in the fucking.
Imagine if he could have been the guy who'd be like, nah, Lee, for real, like, let's not do this. And some guy
He
shot
would
him.
have probably not. He was also a firm believer that like God had his.
True.
That's why he was stoned. He just stood in the middle of like artillery fire, being like, "Well, if it's my time to die, it's my time to die. God
That
wills
was
it."
the fall of Magellan.
Oh, when he
Magellan
got,
the
like
Explorer.
hit with sticks.
Magellan the Explorer. He like had a dude with him. He was like, we'll show them that our God's the best. There's 300 of them and 30 of us. Let's show them what Christians do. And like everyone deserted. He just died.
He got hit
So
with
then
like
like
blocks.
his slave was the one who actually circumnavigated the globe. 'Cause Magellan
Ah.
died before fully circumnavigating the
Really?
globe. The only guy left
But,
was his
you know,
slave.
his
who
slave
did.
was just on the boat.
True. He had enough,
I mean,
he had enough
technically-
sense to be
Technically,
like,
the
yo,
slave and like probably a rat from where they took off circumnavigated it.
he had enough sense to be like, yeah, I'm going to sit this battle out, dude.
That's great. I remember as a kid, I had a computer game about explorers where you would like click it and it would just it wasn't even a game. It would just click it and it'd show you. And Magellan's was like him running on a beach with people throwing shit at him. It was great. It was great. I even remember as a kid being like, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he went down hard.
But there was also some pretty wild. There was some cool ones. Fuck, I forget the guy's name. There was a young kid out of West Point. So what's cool is you go to
Cushing or something?
You go to I think
Kushner?
so.
Cushing.
Not
Cushing?
Cushing.
Jared Kushner.
Not Jared
Jared
Kushner. You go to Pickett's Charging and see what's the high water mark of the South, like the furthest they push north. It's fucking awesome.
Really?
Yeah, you can see it because they broke through the line right there, and there's like a monument right there where it's like this is as far as these fucking retards got. It's like
Yeah.
hell yeah.
There's no Waffle Houses above
There's
this
no
line.
more. This is the Waffle House line, dude. But then there's this monument to this dude who was like holding the artillery. So they had artillery set out, and there was an 1.5-hour bombardment from the south to like loosen up the lines before they charged. Pickett's charge.
Yeah.
And this guy started with like 6 batteries. He was down to 1 cannon. Everybody got killed. He got shot like in the chest and the groin, it said. So he probably got shot in the dick.
Yeah.
Probably took a
Someone's-
bullet to the dick.
Yeah.
And while they were charging, he was getting held up by another officer, and he was like leaning on a cannon and fired one more canister shot, and then took a bullet in the mouth.
Oh.
That's how he died. Mouth
Oh.
open.
Imagine if like a musket ball bounced and then hit you in the nuts.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
the fucking stomach pain, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy took an armpit and groin shot, and
Ugh.
then fired. I love that he fired one more shot though.
Fuck
Leaning
yeah,
against
dude.
a cannon, just like faggots.
yeah.
If you shot me in the dick, I would.
Fuck you guys.
Fucking idiots.
Just right in the mouth.
And the
Oh.
description of this dude was like he looked like a woman, but I've never seen a finer fighter in my
It's like
life.
he looked like a fucking schoolgirl, but boy, he was tough. He did. He was like 20. You see his pictures.
Yeah.
So he was hot.
He was
Dudes
a hot
were like,
boy.
we don't want to
Yeah.
fuck this guy.
Ooh, that was another topic we got into.
What?
How many of the boys do you think got after it in the Civil War?
Yeah, we're talking about hazing. We're talking about West
We went
Point
from
hazing.
hazing,
Oh,
but then straight
dude.
to just how many boys do you? And then I told Chris he would have raped. Chris would have
Yeah.
in the camps. Chris would have been butt fucking.
How many-
He'd sneak
I
into your
would've-
How
tent.
many of those
I
young
would've-
boys are getting raped? It's probably a lot, dude.
Those drummer boys getting passed around.
Yeah.
no doubt.
Ooh.
Some POWs, some
POWs,
Confederate POWs,
sucking
some
some dong, dude.
hot Southern boys.
Oh, you think you take them in and just fuck them?
Yeah, I'd get it.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if people have gay sex in jail in the 1800s out in the woods, they were fucking boys.
Yeah, it would be all dehydrated and
Definitely.
drunk.
Colonel Epstein. Where were you?
Damn, that's something they don't talk about.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. I bet there you can find some stuff about drummer boys getting it.
I mean, if a chick walked around the battlefield, she definitely got raped.
Well, we were talking about how like tough those dudes must have been.
Those rapists,
God.
you're saying?
Those are the toughest
Just-
rapists ever.
Yeah.
No, but just overall.
Tough dudes. Yeah,
Like you're in full cotton.
Yeah.
Your whole uniform is long sleeve, long pants. This was in the beginning of July. It was
Yeah.
like 90 degrees out. Like
Yeah.
95 degrees.
So you
You're in-
definitely have a rash.
and also, there's no water. No one knows about hydration.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we sick? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in the
have,
Blood
like, a
Meridian. They
cup of
talk
water.
about that. How it's like you get water every like 2 days. And you're like,
It's
thank God.
insane.
Thank God I'm not
Instead,
dead.
they have like a pinch of whiskey, and they're just standing there in the heat drinking whiskey, like
I mean, it was,
gotta be the
constant
fucking
headache.
worst.
constant.
Yeah,
I was like, then they're probably numb to it. They're probably just so much pain all the time
Yeah, maybe they
of
didn't
like
rape.
thirst. Yeah,
no, I
maybe
think
they're
they
too
did.
thirsty
No,
to
I
rape.
I think they were like I think the hazing. I think they were doing fucking elephant walks and putting shit in each other's butts.
Definitely, someone got stuff in their butt for sure.
Definitely.
That's a thing that's been passed down. Kind
Yeah,
of.
that's
I mean, if
generations
The wrestling
old.
team in my high school did that.
Yeah, but see, I think that's
Right,
more
right.
of a newer thing when it comes. No, of course, forever. But I'm saying like we were talking about like West Point back then. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there was some level of like
Yeah,
we are
that's true.
gentlemen. No, like
Yeah, and it was also
we played a joke on Taft.
you'd also go to hell.
yeah.
If you
but-
like touch another guy's butthole
Yeah.
in the 1800s, you went to hell.
yeah,
No,
So-
but that's always one of those like those double-sided things. It's like, you know, how the Taliban's all like strict about sex and stuff, but they fuck each other and little boys and like rape women and
dude.
stuff.
Did you just
True.
compare the Union soldiers to the Taliban?
I'm just saying
Bro.
that they purport to have a
I
certain
took you to Gettysburg today. I tried to knock this liberal junk out of your head. Also, my favorite part of the trip was Chris looking out the window like a dog every monument we passed to see if old Connecticut made the list.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
boy, Connecticut was not
yeah.
They didn't
not
send
too
a lot of
prevalent.
They didn't send a lot of
Yeah.
soldiers.
Yeah, we
I think they did, but we just didn't find one monument.
yeah, we went
for
a couple
Connecticut.
Yeah,
It was
not
great.
one. Yeah, we went a couple lines deep and we saw one for Delaware.
Delaware.
So Connecticut
got
was
in
somewhere behind Delaware,
Damn, dude.
which is not
there. They
good.
kept the Connecticut boys in the back.
Connecticut
They, like,
sweet
get
boys,
the
dude.
sweet boys out. That's who they were fucking. PA, dude, the Bucktail Brigade.
They would
come
just
back.
rotate back and
That's
fuck the
PA
Connecticut
boys.
guys.
Is it
Bucktail
really?
Brigade, dude. Fire some shots, come back and plow some of those Connecticut boys. Get deep in those Connecticut guts.
They should have a monument to all the Connecticut's who got raped.
they do. It says "Come Connecticut." That's what we would call it, dude. We'd jizz, in you.
Connecticut.
We would jizz up in you.
Oh my God.
I don't believe that.
There's just a harem of fucking people from Connecticut. They'd be like, "Oh, I want that one."
Yeah, you just pick them out. I'd see you and me would be sitting there.
Oh, for sure.
The 69th Brigade out of Philly.
Pinch of whiskey, spitting tobacco.
You'd see old Christopher with his. You'd have like a feather in your cap. You'd be all pumped. You'd be like, "Oh, Papa, I'm off to war now." Me and McCusker would scoop you up.
Oh,
Like, why don't you come over
man.
here, man? Come over here. We'll give you a little. You want a pinch of tobacco?
I
You'd
can
like,
see that.
I've never tried such a thing. Whoa, war is an adventure.
I've only sipped cognac before.
Just like that,
Oh
dude.
my
Me,
God.
and, me and McCuskey. Would
I
be-
could see that if I was like a general back in the day.
You would be
having
little,
a real Virginia Cavalier style
yeah.
to a
You'd be
big
Custer.
feather in
You'd
the
be
cap.
Custer.
Yeah,
You'd have a horse. You'd have
Riding.
white gloves.
Dressed like
yeah,
Puss
yeah.
in
White
Boots.
gloves.
You would. That's what Jeb Stewart dressed like.
Jeb Stewart. Who's
Jeb
Jeb?
Stewart. He was the Southern. He was like the cavalry from the South. He was like a
Okay.
guy, but he was real fucking cocky with his outfit.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
real. It'd be like
I'd have a real thin sword.
you would.
Saber, yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, you'd have a rapier.
yeah, that's
I
right.
don't know what I'd be. I'd just be a fat guy in a coat.
I'd be a dirty
You would be-
dude
you would
with
be
a dirty ass,
disgusting.
dude. I'd have a fucked up ass for sure.
I think you and I would both be dirty assed.
Yeah.
Shitty dudes standing there.
I mean, they didn't have toilet paper back then.
No.
Everyone had a fucked
I
up
think
ass.
they had like a cloth that they just kept on them.
Wipe their ass with? That's what handkerchiefs were for?
Yeah.
I think you just kind of like. What the
No,
fuck?
you
How
use
did they
like
wipe their-
acorns.
had
Use
shit.
acorns, I thought.
You use fucking acorns.
That's what
to
I
wipe
heard.
Your ass?
Yeah.
What?
Just unplug it?
No, because it's like you can't use leaves because you might get like some type of thing.
You stick
I
an
swear
acorn.
to God.
Not you don't stick an acorn. You just use the smooth
They
edge
probably
of it.
took good dumps too. There's probably no half-taken dumps back then.
I bet there's a lot of sloppy dumps. Dude.
I think when
Oh,
you
they
dump,
were diarrhea.
because if
They
you get
were
to
all
the
dying of dysentery.
if you get to the end of a dump, you don't got to wipe your ass that much. You know, like a dog doesn't have to wipe its ass. I think because they were probably squatting. If you're squatting in the woods, you're not taking half a dump and being like, "Oh, I'm just smearing away like the top of a turd."
I
Dogs
believe they
also-
had cloth.
Yeah, dogs also
that
have
you would
like
keep and throw away, like
They were just
shit papers.
dogs also have calloused buttholes.
True.
You know, it's the same way that like their paws get hard so they can just like run on anything.
Yeah, you
it's
would
like
think I'd have a hard
after you
butthole by
shit
now.
without wiping for like years.
I've done this. My
You
ass
shit
still
without
gets
wiping for a
inflamed.
long time. It just gets hard and calloused, and you just don't feel it. It's not like moist.
They sold toilet paper.
Really?
Yeah,
So they had TV
they
back
had
then.
like
That's good. Thank God. That sucks.
yeah,
though, 'cause
like
what the fuck
like
did they do with
just
it?
boxes of little boxes of paper.
Probably buried it,
That was a major problem.
burying shit paper.
Was the giant armies just dumping everywhere, breaking down basement ceilings everywhere. A bunch of Joan Gillises around there causing fucking headaches. But yeah, they would shit like prison camps, just filled with like cholera, like the worst diseases you can get, just because everyone's shitting everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think
And
they.
everybody had diarrhea.
Yeah,
That's enough. Even to not even kill each other. If people had a conflict and like they all went into a field and started shitting, I'm like, all right, we gotta come up with a fucking. There's got to be another way.
We got to come to the table and talk. You're right, dude. You're exactly right.
it took them a while. I think they. I think that
Imagine
it
that
wasn't
was-
until like the 1900s they figured out like how deep you had to dig a hole so that the bacteria couldn't
really
get out of it. Yeah,
Yeah, it
like
was late.
they like measured how far whatever thing in your shit would like go before it would die, and it was like 4 feet or something like that.
Yeah, it's rough.
So
Rough
you-
times.
yeah, they're
Wow,
like-
man. We're just talking Civil War.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, this is
though.
good.
This is the
That just
Civil
if we
War.
went down the south and started shitting everywhere, like, all right, knock it off. What the fuck you got to talk
Yeah,
about
that
this?
war's over. Yeah, that's what Sherman did. He was like, I'm going to march to Atlanta. Give
Shit
him hell, dude.
everywhere.
He just dumped the whole time. He just brought 30,000 dudes down with him.
Dude,
and they just shit in every town.
That was part
Yeah.
of it, though. That was part of it. Like they light your town on fire, you come out, there's just
shit
burning
everywhere.
buildings and big turds. You're like, what the fuck?
What did we do?
This sucks.
Yeah, that.
All the husbands were dead. There's turds everywhere. And you're like, what the fuck?
And we just broke everything. so
And
they
they're
couldn't
freeing
do
the
anything.
blacks. God damn it. What a bad year. Yeah, someone burnt my house down, took a shit on the porch.
Oh my
They
god.
like burned down New Orleans too, didn't they? They go all the way. Isn't there a battle of New Orleans?
I think there might have been a siege.
What? A siege?
Siege.
A siege of New Orleans?
Siege. But I could be wrong.
Damn, dude.
There's a
New
cool
Orleans was a
painting.
big city.
There's a cool painting.
That was a very, but it was that was like the Western theater of the Civil War, where it
Yeah.
was more like north of that,
yeah,
up the
yeah.
Mississippi, where that's where
That was
Ulysses
proxy
says,
battles.
that's where Grant started his got his start. He was
Where?
out there in like Vicksburg, like
Down.
along the Mississippi. He was fucking shit up. He was the guy winning. He was the only guy they had that was winning.
Damn.
They brought him in. They're like, dude, come east.
That's
Get
my
What the fuck
get
were
the
you doing?
victory.
that's my favorite part of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. When they're like, there's like a whole bunch of soldiers coming at them, and they're all gray, so they like start like flipping their jackets around. And they're like, "Woo, yeah, Confederacy!"
yeah.
And then they get close, and they're just
It's
dusty
dust.
Union
Yeah, yeah,
soldiers. Yeah. You're like, oh, fuck.
Damn it. We were kidding. Fuck. But yeah, we can't. I mean, we could talk teas. We got
True.
got
Yeah.
some tea talk in the chamber. There was some teas in the Civil War. There was a bunch of teas.
Stop.
Really?
Yeah, women would dress like men and go fight.
Oh.
Yeah,
Damn.
until
Like Joan of Arc.
somebody found out, and then exactly what you'd think happened. I
Really?
think a couple times, yeah. I
Really?
think the secret got out in camp.
Oh, they instantly found multiple boyfriends.
They instantly had too many boyfriends.
Really?
Yeah, they had one too many. Right.
That's
away.
what happened though. They're like,
I think that happened a couple times.
so it was like Mulan. A couple of Mulans came.
There was a bunch of Mulans because back then, dude.
Let's get down to
1860.
business.
Yeah, it's like you could the women look like dudes
True.
for sure.
Oh, the hard hands
Yeah.
and shit.
Ugh,
Sun withered faces.
ew,
Ugh.
flat chested fucking bitch.
Ugh.
And then you're in your tent, and you're like, "Hey, Marty, how come I've never seen you take off your slacks? Everyone else has their slacks off, Marty.
Now I'm willing to
Yeah.
keep a secret.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you got a pussy? Come here.
Oh my God, that must have
I'm
been
gonna need that.
insane.
Oh, you brought a pussy here? Okay.
I wonder if any of them were like turned on by like those epic dudes all around them. Just seeing like
I think
heroes
a lot of them
just
were
constantly.
not into dudes.
You don't think
If
so?
I had to guess, I would
Yeah.
say those were the bullish of the bulldogs. Those were the ultimate lesbians.
Yeah, these weren't like hot young
Yeah.
chicks being like, "Oh my God,
This is like-
look at him, he's so strong."
It was like a bunch of rapinos.
Yeah.
Megan Rapinoe, is that it?
Yeah.
Rapinoe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's like
She's
10 of them.
I mean, that was
running
before
around.
we gave-
she's femme.
She's
She's feminine.
is she?
I think so. I mean, she's a lesbian, but
This is
she's
before we had girl softball. That was the only
It was
choice.
the only
No,
thing they could do
or
was
Hope
join the
Solo.
Civil War.
Go to war. So we're like, no, throw the ball underhanded, all weird.
Yeah.
You guys stay out of this business.
You're not allowed.
yeah.
Yeah, Doubleday was there. Guy who invented baseball was hanging out
Was he really?
allegedly.
Doubleday.
Yeah, he was at the Civil War. He was at
Nice.
Gettysburg. It's crazy. You see these people, see these names on there. It's like, damn.
He came in and was like, all right, I got.
Say, I'm gonna get the fuck out of this, dude, and invent baseball. It's gonna be sick.
Did he get paid off that?
How else were people talking about fingering?
True,
Like,
dude.
where does it even go?
Yeah.
Did he get paid off of inventing baseball?
Yeah.
Probably not that. Probably not. Who would pay him?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like one of those things.
I
you
bet.
just-
I mean,
A lot of cool
eventually he
dude
probably
cred.
made.
Yeah, a lot of cool dude cred.
Yeah.
Being like, nice.
But I bet he was close to. No, he would have been alive for like shit to take off with
Yeah.
baseball. I think
People probably didn't believe him either. It's like, I started this. I'm like, yeah, right.
I don't know. It's like
people still
starting
don't believe him. 'Cause it's
tennis
not- I
or
don't think
something
he
like
did.
that. You don't. No one. It's just like it gets away from you. You know.
God damn it. 8
Kickoff.
p.m. right now.
Dude,
Notre Dame
just pretend
football
it's a
season
pregame,
just
dude.
started, and I'm sitting on a fucking podcast.
No, the broadcast
all
starts
because
at 8.
you
His
couldn't
broadcast
turn
starts.
your mic on.
Well,
broadcast
how
starts
about
at 8.
this,
Probably
dude?
won't-
Just pretend you're Hallie Long, dude, in your head. Start pre-gaming it.
All right.
I don't think kickoff's going to be till like 8:15.
I
8:05.
told my
maybe.
paw to fucking pause the
Damn.
game. Will my paw?
Is that
pause
all in your head? Be like,
it? I can't wait.
Slap it, baby.
Oh, dude, yeah, you can tell that story. So this is great news. Probably not supposed to say this, but I wonder if I can.
Yeah, I don't know. We can avoid it.
Who's that?
I can tell you my prison
Is
story.
that Phil Gillis? Phil Gillis?
Is this
Is it-
kickoff?
Here, come here, Phil.
Yeah.
Come here, old boy. You scared? Look at him. He's nervous. Little Phil
dude.
Gillis is scared of the
The cast is hot.
Scared of the mic. Come here, boy. Come here, boy.
What time is kickoff? Is it kickoff right now?
About 8:10, I think.
Okay, so we got.
Hello, masses. How we doing? It's game time.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I think the Irish win 42-16.
Oh, nice.
All right. Yeah, you got a joke you want to tell? You got any jokes lined up?
You should tell the slap.
Think of a joke.
Tell the slap it, Pappy story.
You
Yeah.
guys, you just sit around and look at each other with these things in your hand. I mean, it's sort of weird.
You gonna call it gay? My dad's gonna come down. Call it gay. Damn, dude, my dad
It's
came down in a Notre
strange.
Dame shirt. Said it's kickoff time. He's like, you guys sit around. It's kind of weird.
It's like a poker game with no chips on the table. It makes me wonder a little bit about what's going
I think you're down here playing fucking friendly foot.
Did you?
You see what your wife did to the ceiling?
Oh, I did see. I was sitting at the desk and I looked over and everything was laying on the floor. The whole ceiling collapsed.
From what?
Not so sure.
No. We already exposed what it was.
No, she blamed it on the washer, so I'm going to go with that.
I thought you told me she dumped and it cleared out.
Said that. Never will.
Phil, will you honestly pause the game, please? I'll be up in 10 minutes, please. Please,
No.
dude. God damn it. What a fucking dickhead. But
I told you we got 8:10 kickoff. We got time.
So I had some foster kids.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, kids are back. Things are
Yeah.
great. But she took my sister had their kid down at the park, or my dad had his granddaughter at the park.
Yeah.
And she is not white. So he's just down at the park with this young black kid, and there's like parents coming from like
Yeah, it's
Little
like
League.
Little League baseball parents bringing their kids to practice,
You
and they
guys are
got
down
like
there?
younger
No,
siblings
it's
and
just my
stuff.
dad and her.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And she's in a purple like ballerina costume,
Yeah.
like Nunu, what is it?
Tutu.
Tutu.
Yeah.
And and he's pushing her on the swing, and I guess they were on like that, just like the regular swing, which is just that like piece of rubber.
Yeah.
And then she wanted to go in the other swing that had like the footholes, and it's like a seat. And she and he starts pushing her, and then I guess he said it was like making noise. Like anytime he would like touch it, it would like make
He
like a
was
slap.
slapping the fucking, when he was slapping it, he was pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then she just starts going, "Yeah, slap it, Pappy. Slap it, Pappy.
Yeah, Pappy, slap it harder, Pappy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like screaming it while he's smacking her ass.
Yeah, Pappy.
There's an old guy and a little black girl at the park.
Oh my God. How was
He
the
said it was-
passers by?
What's that?
How was the
I don't
pass-
know. I wasn't there. I
They
would
were-
assume they were taken aback.
Yeah.
Dude, I was down south. We pulled up to me and Brittany went out down. I was in Savannah, Georgia, outside of Savannah, and we pulled up to go eat. And there's these two old ladies there. And literally, the one lady just like we parked in the spot. And there's like a glass window. They're like eating, looking out of it, and they looked and went, ugh.
Oh yeah, dude, you told me that. It's
It was
insane.
hilarious.
That's because we
Shit.
gave him what for at Gettysburg, dude.
I know.
That's what we fought
how,
for.
dude? That's prancing on them, dude.
That's what we fought for.
Fuck yeah,
Interracial sniz.
definitely, dude.
That's what, dude. That was the call of the 20th Maine when they fixed
Right.
bayonets. They're like,
For
"Black
sure.
pussy."
Oh yeah,
Charged
dude.
down.
Some dude had a vision
what
of
the fuck?
some dude had a vision of like BBW porn. It was like, oh, I had a vision.
He woke up in the middle of the night, guys, we got to do this.
On
We
this
gotta-
day, my life does not matter.
Oh yeah.
What matters
Sick
is the
speech.
spirit
Oh,
of the troops.
guy before the bayonet charge stood up on a rock, and they're like, "You got to get down. You're gonna get shot." And he was like, "My life doesn't fucking matter, dude. We got to get the boys fired up." And then two bullets went through his intestines, and he died 4 days later.
People get fired up.
The boys got fired up, and
Yeah.
they fought like demons. They charged
Damn.
down that bro. This was the Rochester Racers. This is the
Yeah,
Rochester
you gotta
racehorses.
understand.
You don't understand. The boys from Rochester just saw their man get his guts ripped out. They said, "Let's fix bayonets and let's charge."
Some
and this
dude-
is Matt. I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
This is 1863.
Okay.
We're two years into the war,
Prime Civ War.
bro. There hasn't been one successful bayonet charge yet. If you're a bayonet charge, it is a desperate move. Things aren't looking good.
I think you would
Over.
agree with that.
Imagine
I think
how-
you could go ahead. I think you would agree with that.
Imagine how girly those guys looked once they realized the bayonet charge didn't work. And like, like
Dude,
dropping their
trying
gun
to get
around.
out of the
Yeah.
way from a bayonet. But then this was it. This was the most successful. The boys from Rochester charged down that hill, gave those Alabamians what for?
Yeah.
And then you know
fucked
who
them up.
heard that? Old Joshua Chamberlain up there with the 20th Maine waiting. He said, "Boy, if they're charging, we're charging. Fixed bayonets. Let's fucking get down there and fuck people up, dude."
Yeah, they had fired so much that their guns were totally jammed. They couldn't
Yeah,
get they
the
couldn't-
resin from the
yeah.
gunpowder was stuck in the barrel. They couldn't even pump the fucking bullets in it.
I mean, it is a bad idea to be like, these guys with guns, we're going to charge them with knives.
Oh yeah, it's literally it hadn't worked yet in the Civil War.
But
bayonet charge.
once you break the line, dude, it is like, fuck.
Once a bunch of dudes coming downhill with like spears screaming.
Takes a minute, too,
guy-
to load those things.
The bayonet.
No, the fucking the
Oh
powder
yeah, you had
shit.
time to like watch a guy coming at you like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
fuck, hope I get it.
The Alabamians too thought they were taking an empty hill.
Yeah, these are the guys that were walking
Yeah.
up on that empty hill.
They were like, "Oh,
perfect.
it's empty," and then all of a sudden the Rochester Racers are coming down.
Planets,
Full-
planets
full
aligned on that.
downhill.
Full
No,
tilt.
but this is after several attacks.
Is
You
it?
think-
Yeah.
How many do you think
Okay.
fell? Did you ever run fast down a hill and you're like, oh,
Bro,
fuck, I'm going too fast?
I would fall running right now. If I had to sprint 20 yards, I would trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys were running down like a very rocky, very, it's tons of trees,
Fuck.
big boulders too. Like this was a pretty rocky hill.
Yeah, yeah.
Just sprinting straight down.
We've lost it, dude. We've lost
We
that.
are soft.
Yeah, I would be.
pussies.
I would be
fucking
going. I'd be.
lost it.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go get reinforcements. I'm going to.
Dude, I would have been the guy like, don't
go.
stand on that rock, dude. You're gonna get shot.
Fuck
Yeah.
down.
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Get the fuck down.
Yeah, we've lost that, man. We needed that back.
I was even thinking that. We were talking in the car. I was like, dude, imagine back then they were like the South had all the tough guys. All the North, they were all city boys. It's like, dude, those city boys in 1863 must have been the rootinest, tootinest,
yeah,
dirtiest motherfuckers
Bad,
on earth.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers,
Well, you talking about
yeah.
like the factory workers?
yeah.
but
They were
like,
living in tenements.
the
and shit.
story of the Civil
Yeah.
War, like one of the overall like themes is like the North had more people, but they weren't as good of soldiers. Like they weren't tough. The country boys were tough. It's like, dude, by today's standards, those are the toughest dudes imaginable.
Yeah, exactly.
A
Yeah.
fucking New York fucking factory worker in a fucking dead rabbit.
Yeah, some guy who just got in the hold
Bill the
of a
Butcher.
ship. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Bill
yeah.
the Butcher.
Yeah, some dude just fucking floated here.
Floated
yeah,
here, and
yeah.
they're like, you're on the blue team. Get up and defend that hill.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Here's a gun. Here's your jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we lost it. We need to get back to more civic minded.
How about this? Now we're gonna go watch the Fighting Irish. We saw
Yeah.
a statue to Father Corby, Matthew.
Yeah.
Well, tell me what you think about this.
Fodder
Oh, Father Corby. Father Corby blessing the boys before
at the Civil War.
at Gettysburg. Standing there like this, blessing the boys. Bit of a
there's-
statue to Father Corby.
Someone's got to know the name of that painting.
Father Corby then went on to become the president of the University of Notre Dame.
Stop.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
The
we're
Irish
just
have to
tying
win.
it together.
This is crazy.
This is it, man.
This
The
is
Irish have
crazy.
to win. You know what we could do?
What?
You have to leave right now, don't you?
Yeah.
You're such a sissy. I hate it. God, you're a sissy.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
You're a sissy, dude.
Go watch kickoff.
We could go watch kickoff and then record at halftime, which is at 10 o'clock. Yeah. I know. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
I mean, we could. We can record at halftime.
Hold on. You guys keep talking. I'm going to go fight my dad and make him pause
Make him
it.
pause
for
it.
I'm
20
going to pause
minutes.
too. I got to blow my nose.
All right.
We're back.
All right, we're back. The only way we could pause the game is if we brought Phil Gillis down here for an interview right now. This is the 3-on-1 exclusive.
I don't know what you want me to say. Let's go. Give me the interview.
All right, Matt.
Start it off.
You got to ask him a question. I can't.
You fired off. It's your dad. Fire it off.
You ask
Yeah.
holding the mic.
What are you drinking right there?
This is a Bloody Mary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, tailgate ran a little late. Kickoff started. I didn't get it quite finished.
Ah.
But we're
The
just-
Irish are looking good so far, though.
So far, yeah, they got
Yeah.
down to about the 8-yard line when I was forced to pause the video. So here I am. We're going to wrap this up real soon. Get back up.
Oh, here you go. Here's a good question. How do you think your president is doing? What type of job do you think the president of the United States is doing right now?
I think he's doing an excellent job. And I would be surprised if anyone differed with that viewpoint. He is doing things that other presidents that didn't have the nuts to do, he is doing. Okay? It's not always popular with most of the people in the United States, but he,
Why do you talk like him? Why do you talk exactly like him? It's not. He is doing.
Have you ever caught Shane like humping his pillows or anything like that? What?
hey, Matt,
What?
we said none of that stuff.
None of that stuff,
didn't
Matt.
curse.
You fucking.
Yeah,
Matt's
that's
being
off
gay.
limits. That's off limits.
That's gay talk.
I was specifically told those questions were not going to be asked.
That's right.
Sorry, I'm a member of the press, dude. There's no
Yeah,
off
yeah,
limits
yeah.
for me.
Although there
Yeah.
was one time when I came down
rude,
there and I picked something up outside the bed, and it was a little heavy tissue action, and Shane didn't have the sniffles, so
You're dropping big loads and tissues. It was heavy. It was heavy. It was heavy.
What are you saying there, Phil?
well, I'm not quite certain.
All right, you want to talk about your fucking here? Hold into the mic.
You picked up some
You want to talk?
concrete
You want to talk about
tissues?
your cum jeans at the laser tag?
I have no idea what that means.
You don't know what that means? You remember that?
No, I don't.
When we took the kids to play laser tag?
No, that wasn't. I have to explain. I had prostate surgery, and
So
part-
what's
part
in
of
the
that
prostate?
is called incontinence. All right, so
So you
there
just
is there
cum
is a
all
little-
willy-nilly.
No, there is none of that stuff. Just once in a while, you can't control, when the starting and the stopping when you have to urinate. That's all.
So all right, back to President Trump.
It just happened to be a very sensitive strobe or whatever it is.
True.
Black light.
Black light.
Picked up pea stains.
Believe me.
All right. They are too high, and they picked up Phil's.
Picked up pea stains.
They were.
Yeah,
They were.
That's no
truthfully.
problem.
They were. I don't get
I'd
excited
be
going
I'd
to
be more of
play
a
laser
dotted.
tag.
They would get me in a lot of dotted pea stains.
Yeah. You
Not
try
being
not to
shaken.
breathe so heavy into the mic.
continue. Let's go. I think you all should get a rebate for this podcast.
Or rebate?
Yeah, rebate.
Oh, the customer.
The customers.
This is free.
It is free. Good.
This is free.
Good.
All right.
Let's send it to China.
All right. How much do you love Trump right now?
He's good. I just don't like the way he acts on social media and his texting and whatever else he does.
What about before he became president? Wouldn't you have called him he was like a punk douche?
Yes, he was.
And now what?
I didn't care about him then. I care
Now
about
you
him
care
now.
about. Now you care about him.
Yeah.
Would you lay your life down for Trump if there was a shooter between you and Trump? Would you jump in front of the bullet for the president?
Yes, I would.
You would die for President Trump.
I would.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'd die for any president, even Obama,
Even though, but what is that?
even
supposed to mean?
Carter, even Clinton.
You would die for.
And I didn't like those guys, but I would do it for the country.
Even Clinton after what he's done to those kids at Epstein Island.
I don't know exactly what was revealed there. Okay.
He was there 37 times, I think.
37?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did it take him that many times?
Because it was awesome.
It was the best island ever. I don't know. Probably because it was like you at laser tag.
Very funny.
It was Disney World for the
It's a bunch
elites.
yeah, it's Disney World, dude.
Really?
Keep going. You're doing great, man.
No, I know I'm
This is
doing
your
great.
broadcasting debut, isn't it?
Sure.
How old are you?
63.
63. You're making your
Damn.
debut on the mic.
That's it.
You always wanted to do this, didn't you?
I did.
Wow.
I should have been a stand-up comedian, but I had a family at a young age, and I couldn't, screw around and just waste people's time living in a hallway in New York City with cats and rats.
Okay. Your
Until-
wife just dumped open a ceiling.
I don't want to hear that. This interview's going to be done.
No.
Walk
we're not
off.
done yet. We're not done yet.
You're ugly?
I'm ugly?
That's what Trump would say.
Trump would have called me ugly
Yes.
there. You're going to break that fucking chair.
No, I'm not.
Oh, man.
Go ahead.
Nothing. I'm just happy. So you don't like President Barack Obama.
I never have.
And you
But
do
I
like
still
Donald
rooted
Trump.
for him. I wanted him to be a very good president, of which he
I
let
thought
me
he did
down.
all right. I thought he did
He
okay.
didn't do anything. He lowered his handicap in golf. He vacationed all the time.
All right, so you're going to use that argument? Isn't that what Trump?
It's not an
Trump
argument.
golfs all the fucking time.
Yeah, but guess what? He owns a golf course. All right?
That's a good argument.
Thanks. The hell? He should ski if he owns a ski mountain. I don't care. Trump works harder than any president we've had as far as I can ever been around. He constantly works. You look at him on Sundays. He's in a suit coming off a plane. He's working. Constantly he's working. He works hard. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He
Do
doesn't
you drink?
swear. Once in a while. I'm not president.
He doesn't swear?
I don't believe he does.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I don't want you to have a heart attack, man.
Don't worry.
Just keep it easy. It's easy. It's nice and calm.
It is.
I love that you die for the presidents.
That's
I was
awesome.
just saying how we don't have any civic mindedness anymore.
Yeah, we've lost that. The younger generation.
You didn't do shit. What did you do?
What do you mean? What
You
did
weren't
I
in
do?
the. You were a draft dodger.
What dodging?
You went to Canada. You went to Canada
Go to
during
Canada?
Vietnam.
Christ,
Yeah.
I went to Clarion. I didn't go to Canada. I thought I was in Canada when I got there
Why?
because it was 4 hours away and it was not far from Lake Erie. I didn't know it was that close. It snowed constantly. It was freezing. It was terrible.
True that, yeah. It's a shame though. We've lost the civic mindedness.
Yeah, not a lot
man.
of tough guys anymore.
I know
you
we got to get it back. I'm trying to
do.
bring it back single
We
handedly.
do.
Matt's pretty tough. He's tough as nails.
Trying to
Well, it
take
looks like it.
trying to take a bullet.
You
for
like
the
him?
president.
I do.
You like McCusker?
Yeah.
Chris asked, "What type of Civil War soldier do you think he'd be?"
I think I would be like a sharpshooter.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Get the green jacket up there. You think you'd be a sharpshooter?
Yeah. The
Have you
rocks
ever
are
fired a
good enough.
gun once?
Yes. I shot 13 deer.
Damn.
That's not true.
Buck.
Not true.
Have you shot a gun?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
you never shot a.
They would run at me with self-defense twice. I put my hands up, threw the rifle down, they still came. No, I did. I shot 13. I used to go deer hunting.
Nice.
Yep.
Got some 5-pointers.
Well, I don't know where the racks are. I think Joan has them hidden
No,
somewhere.
the racks are gone. It's just high school girls basketball racks.
Oh, my God.
That was after he killed a deer.
Did we talk about that?
All these state championships.
Yeah.
Let's not.
How many state championships you got?
4.
We shouldn't bring them up. We shouldn't bring up the state championships.
Why?
just because
Yeah, why
he'll
not?
get fired for being on this podcast.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. He's
It
like,
was
"Yeah,
in
why
Rhode
not?"
Island.
Yeah, this is live from Rhode Island.
All right, I got to run.
Don't
I'm gonna go up
unpause
and
that
watch.
game.
Well, I have to.
No, you got to wait 5 more. We got to give the people a little. Where are we at time-wise?
59 minutes.
All right, give us 2 more minutes, Phil.
It's free for crying out loud. No one's
Exactly.
listening anyhow.
No, a
We're
lot of
off
people
by
are, and they
now.
all fucking complain. Phil, do you have any words for the haters out there? They're saying mean
Yeah,
things
what would you
about
say
me.
to someone saying something mean to a free
Some guy
podcast
called Chris
online?
a dwarf today.
Really?
Yeah, he DM'd me and called Chris a dwarf. A dwarf. A dwarf.
Where? When you were at Gettysburg?
Yeah, I took a picture of him at Gettysburg, and somebody just commented on it. You would have been a tall soldier at Gettysburg.
Well, I don't
Phil, you would have
see
been a
it.
fucking giant. You would have got
I
shot
know,
right
I
away.
would've got shot. I would have had that red cross on, going out and just
You would have been helping people.
medic. That's what I would have done.
So, no, I said, would you please address our haters?
Well, I don't know who's hating, but I can certainly understand it. Okay. There are some areas of this podcast that I don't like. I'm trying to give it a little jolt because it's the listening ship has been lacking considerably. If it's not for some of the people that Shane knows, I don't want to name names because I don't want to embarrass you. Anyhow, we need to step it up.
The podcast needs to do better?
Yeah, it does. It needs to be
I asked
better
you
as
to
far as
address the
I'm concerned.
haters. All you did was talk shit on us.
No, I can understand the haters. I'm sort of one of them. No.
Well, Phil, I'll tell you what, man. It's been a real honor having you on here. You were on
Okay.
our first episode.
I know.
You were the very first
What do you
person.
mean I was on the first episode?
You called in and gave us a good racist Trump joke.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You said, and we bleeped it out because we didn't want to get you in trouble, but you're here now, so who gives a fuck?
Okay.
You said, remember that joke you had about Trump and Obama? You came up with this, and it was bad.
Don't
I
recall.
think it was good.
No, it was, because Trump hadn't even he hadn't won the election. He won the election. He hadn't taken. So Obama's in the office playing golf. He's putting on the carpet. Trump comes in, and they're small talk. And Obama's like, yeah, I like golf. And Trump's like, oh, man, I own a couple courses. He's like, I understand that. Do you mind if I play on some of those? And Trump looks at him and says, I mean, you can play the front nine, but you got to caddy the back half.
Oh, my God.
That was your joke.
That was my joke?
Yeah,
Well,
it was a joke about him being half black.
I understand.
It was a
Believe
bad
me,
joke.
If I made a joke up, I understand.
It was a bad joke.
Yeah,
It was so bad we bleeped it out the first time.
Well, guess what? Now that you've reacquainted me with that joke, I'm going to tell it again. I like it.
No, don't tell it again. No.
It's a good joke.
Okay.
Yeah, you can feel that, right? You can feel when it sucks and there's
does.
nothing,
It's
when
leaving.
there's dead. All right.
Okay.
Why don't you head upstairs? We're going to rewind it to the kickoff. I'm going to watch that opening drive again. Come on, man.
All right, let's go.
Please?
Wrap this up. We're going to
All
start.
right, we'll end it here. Thanks for coming down, Phil.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you.
Christopher, let's get some final words out of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for having me
It's a
on.
good hour.
That was a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
hour.
It's a solid hour.
That was
Yeah.
a solid hour.
I mean, that's about as special a guest as it gets.
That's Phil Gillis
Right?
in Phil Gillis's basement.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, man. Matt,
Live in the studio.
Matt drove the whole way out here for this today. He drove from Philadelphia to Mechanicsburg to record this, and
Yep.
Matt, I got to tell you, I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Much
I
much
love you.
love and
I
respect.
care about you.
It's
Yeah.
my duty, dude.
Yeah.
And now, guys, what a day! I got
It
to
was a
hang
good
out
day.
with two of my best buds.
Yeah.
Introduced Christopher to Gettysburg today. Took him down
Yeah.
to
It's
the
an epic
battlefield.
scene. Yeah.
It is awesome.
We had good weather too.
Great weather, just a beautiful day. And then you know what? Notre Dame football.
Yeah.
Now you hear the wind.
And you got the kids are back. The kids are upstairs
Yeah.
running around.
It's nice.
This is what life's all about, man.
More
Yeah.
Nothing but
ask for.
positive vibes.
What more could you fucking ask for, dude?
It's a good one.
Wow.
To be
Feels good.
continued.
What a sweet podcast.
It is.
Yeah, we'll just release this and
Mhm.
page something up later.
For sure.
God bless,
Word.
dude. God bless our enemies.
Adios, y'all.
Peace.